oh, you little snowflake bitch, huh? You're just gonna like chuckle at me? Like,
Hey, yo, Spitty, what time is it?
what's up, everyone?
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of
Doctor, Lawyer, Comedian.
with your hosts
Luke Abranches.
and Wyatt Feegrado.
Yeah, great job.
Hey, what's wrong with that intro? That was pretty good. If this is the first episode you guys are watching, even though we have different last names, it's a long story. Go watch episode 1. We are full brothers.
Mm-hmm.
How many years apart, Luke?
9.
That's right.
Yeah.
And what are we going to be talking about today?
So today we're going to be talking about a ton of weird stand-up stories, just how we started stand-up, like some of our worst hecklers, some of our worst bombs.
Mm-hmm.
And so, yeah, that's what we're
For
going to be
Luke,
talking
we're going to be
about.
talking about nearly every set because most of them were his worst bombs.
Great.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
All right, Luke, you know the story. We have been wanting to tell people this shit
I know.
for so long.
This was like one of the craziest things to happen to me in stand-up just because it was just so random. I did nothing, and it just happened.
This is the story of Luke's worst heckler.
Yeah. So there are multiple types of hecklers, right? Like there's like a drunk heckler. There's like
Why are you doing that's my thing. I say that.
we were not planning that for you to say because
Yeah,
you
but
told
I
me that-
always say that.
All right, we've told the story like 3 times.
All right, go ahead.
All right, you know you
No,
say.
no, but this is my opinion. There are 3 types of hecklers.
Mhm.
Okay? 1, drunk heckler. They're the hardest to deal with, because they will not shut the fuck up. 2nd, the kind of heckler that has never really been to a comedy show. They think they're helping you. They're easy to shut up,
Yeah.
Because you'll be like, hey, listen, you're ruining the show. And then they'll usually be quiet.
Yeah.
3rd type of heckler is the heckler that hates you.
Just straight up hate.
The best kind of heckler.
That is definitely
It's hard to deal with them because they're actually vicious towards you, but it's easy to deal with them because the crowd will always be on your side.
yeah. So basically, this story takes place a month after I started stand-up,
Mm-hmm.
right? So it's like May 2021.
So Luke's about as good as he is right now.
Bruh. But I'm very inexperienced, whatever. And of course, just because I'm me, I get the worst type of heckler, the hate heckler, right?
And this is at a thing that you shouldn't even get a heckler at.
Yeah.
So we weren't even at a show, okay? Because Luke's only 1 month into stand-up.
Yeah.
So basically what had happened that day is I had a show that day, and Luke came with me, and I told him, Luke, if you come with me to this show, I will take you to an open mic after, and then we can both do sets. Yeah. And Luke got the 3rd type of heckler at a fucking open mic.
And it's one of those open mics where it's a nice open mic. Like usually people there are very friendly and everything.
Yes. Very supportive.
Yeah.
Very nice scene.
And so basically, yeah, that happened. That takes place. So we're at the open mic, right?
Let me just give you a little bit more background. So we know the host of the open mic. I texted her.
Yeah.
I was like, hey, we're coming from a different show. Can you put us on the list? She's like, okay. Yes, this is Pam Benjamin, San Francisco legend.
Mutiny
If you guys
Radio.
Go follow
Yeah.
her. Mutiny Radio SF. But yeah, we texted Pam. We were like, hey, we're coming through. She's like, okay. There are hella people. You're going to go last and second last.
Yeah.
We're like, all good.
Yeah.
Don't worry. We're going to be hella late anyways. So we show up. There are not many people there.
Yeah. No, there's like probably 15.
No.
Yes. I'd say 10 to 15.
By the time we went up, there were like 5, 6.
Okay, yeah, maybe 7.
Yeah, there were not many people there.
Yeah. So basically, we're there. We're just sitting in like the corner, right, while people are doing their sets. There might be like 3 people up before we go, right? Or
Yeah, we got there pretty late. So
Yeah.
yeah, we were basically just getting there and going up.
yeah. So the guy who goes maybe 2 before me, right?
No, he was right before you.
Was it right
It was
before me?
right before you. He was the 3rd last guy.
I
It
swear.
was going to be him, then you, then me, and that's the end of this
Yeah.
night.
Okay. Yeah. I guess. So basically, right. This guy, he's just on stage, and I guess like I'm not really laughing at his jokes that much, which it's like it's an open mic. It's like 10 p.m.
He was doing some shitty jokes
Yeah.
about like, oh, I wish my
wife would shut
my
up.
wife would die.
Yeah. The jokes were ass, and I just wasn't laughing. And so like he just looks at me, he's like, "Oh, you little snowflake bitch, huh? You're just gonna like chuckle at me, like no laugh, really?" Like I was like, "What?"
He
dude?"
didn't say bitch.
No,
he did not call
he
you a
was
bitch.
like-
He was like, you look, oh yeah, you look snow. He was very aggressive.
He was pissed.
He didn't call you a bitch. He definitely called you a snowflake.
But no, it was like that was what his
Yeah,
tone was like.
he like out of nowhere. I don't know. Luke did nothing to him. I think his presence just upset.
Yeah.
Luke's presence just upset this guy.
I don't know why, right? And I'm assuming he didn't think I was gonna go since I was just like a 12-year-old at a mic, right? And he was like, huh, you little snowflake? What do you? Yeah, you like, why are you not laughing at my jokes and shit, right? And so he just does that, and he keeps like kind of calling back to me for some reason.
Yeah, he just keeps attacking Luke.
And I was like,
set.
I was getting kind of mad. I was like, what the fuck is this? He's calling me a snowflake?
This man must be late 30s, early 40s.
Yeah, he's
okay?
calling me a snowflake. He's getting offended by me not laughing at his jokes.
And let me say, we would say his name. I don't give a shit about this guy. In fact, I would like to hurt him in his career. But he's not even famous enough that you guys would be able to find him if we said a name. Okay?
So there's no real reason.
There's no reason.
But basically, so, right, yeah, he kept calling me a snowflake, right? And then, of course, I'm up after him, so I'm like, oh, fuck, man. Like, I gotta, like, need my A game. I was a month into stand-up.
I was already pissed off at this guy. I was like, why the fuck is he going after
Yeah, because there was, like, no reason, right? And so I go up on stage, right, and I'm already like, this guy was not expecting this shit, right? Like, I was like, this guy.
You should have seen his face. You should have seen his face when Luke went on stage.
He was like,
okay, let's see.
Yeah.
This guy thinks he's going to get more laughs than me?
And so I go up there, and I think I say to him, I'm pretty sure I say to him, I'm going to lose my virginity before you ever did.
Yeah, it was Luke goes up there, and he goes, this guy's just mad. You're calling me a snowflake? You're just mad because I'm going to lose my virginity before you.
Yeah.
And then everybody in the crowd, this crowd was
just
dead.
fucking-
It was dead, and they just erupted.
Yeah, it was.
They were like, oh!
Because, like, I was a middle schooler, dude. I was like, I just got to bring what I know into this fucking battle, right? Like, and it was just off the hook. Like
it is not the best roast, but when a middle schooler is telling you that,
and
you
like,
lose.
And
you lose.
And when a middle school is telling you that and it's warranted, it's like...
Exactly. It's like the crowd was already on Luke's side no matter what he said, and then you just hit him, and then you know what this guy said? He goes,
yeah.
Oh, yeah? Well, I have a wife. And it's like, wait, did this guy just respond?
Yeah,
to that?
I know. You're like...
It's like, that's how you know that it hurt him because he felt the need to defend himself.
And it's
to
like,
you.
that's not a flex that you have a wife and you're fucking heckling a 12-year-old at an open mic. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it is not a flex.
He had a wife and kids. It's like, it was so stupid, right? And then I kind of go on with my set. He's still giving me dirty looks and shit.
He keeps heckling Luke. He's like, oh yeah, you little snowflake.
Yeah. He keeps doing that
funny?
shit. And he was like, I'm not... Like, because he books a show in SF. He's like, I'm not ever going to book you on your show. When you get old enough to get into my venue, I'm never going to book you on my show. And I was like, I said to him, I was like, dude, when I'm old enough to get in your venue, I'm going to be so famous I don't even need to get booked on your show. And then it just blew it up again.
Crazy again.
Yeah, it was just insane again. And it was like...
And you could tell this guy's mad.
And that one was like, this guy was like actually
he is pissed. Because it was the like two things, like I don't know, maybe he had a bad like week or whatever, like it was his birthday and his wife wouldn't fuck him or something.
I mean,
and then also he came and a 12-year-old was funnier than him at the open mic.
It was really bad.
And then throw in there the normal comedy jealousy of just being mad that anybody's younger than you and doing
like,
stand-up.
Yeah.
It's like you guys are at the same open mic, all right? Shut the hell up.
Yeah, and basically like I was just murdering because like the crowd was fully on my side, right?
Luke was literally getting daps on stage.
Yeah. I felt like a gangster, dude. This guy, like, few people were dapping me up. It was sick.
The legend Mike Bonds was there. Bonds was there. He just goes up, and Luke's literally on stage. He's a 12-year-old. He gets a dap. Meanwhile, the guy who heckled Luke is just there seizing.
Yeah.
He's so mad.
And it's funny because they thought Wyatt was getting really mad during my set. This was before I
was getting pretty mad because I was like, hey, shut the fuck up.
This was before I said the show roast, right? But I remember like they tried to hold you back because they thought,
well, yeah, because he kept like going after you, and then like he said something like shut the fuck up, and then I stood up. Like all 135 pounds of me. I'm like, you can insult me, and it's like whatever. I'm not the most threatening. That's fine. But if you insult him, there's no way. Even if I lose, I'm not gonna defend him.
Yeah, it's
okay,
like a
that's
12-year-old.
Ridiculous. Like, why would you attack like a 12-year-old? And that's my brother, so I stood up, and then Mark Neuer and Mike Bonds come to me, hey.
Yeah,
hey.
relax, man, relax. Like,
and they were like, hey, he's handling it fine.
He's
fine.
And so it was just like, which was hilarious, because you probably weren't going to, like, attack him or some shit. But Still, it was, yeah.
I don't know, man. I was seeing red. I have no idea. I haven't really been in a situation like that.
Yeah, so it was just like, I remember like when I was about to get off stage, I was like scared. I was actually scared because I was like, this guy's gonna like key our car or some shit. Like he's gonna do
That's not even that bad. Like,
yeah, I know it's not. It's not. I was like, I want some fucking like reinforcements when we go to our car because I was actually pretty scared of him. But I remember I got off stage, right? Everything was good. That guy left immediately.
He left right after Luke set.
Right after my set, he left.
You could tell he's
salty.
salty.
And I thought he was gonna be like waiting outside. I was so scared.
Yeah, Luke kept. Well, I had to go on stage next, so I went on mine, and then I was like, oh, I want to go off on this guy, and they're like, hey man, he already handled him. So I just did like a regular set, you know. But I was a little pissed off at this guy, and then I came back, and Luke and I were sitting next to each other, and we were just whispering to each other because at this point the mic was over. Okay, so now we're all just grouping, and basically we're just recapping what happened.
Oh, shit.
We're just like, did this guy just get destroyed by a child?
I know. It was actually probably one of the most insane open mics I've ever been to, and like experiences in stand-up for me. Because I remember even the day like after when Pam, she posted like the link to where you can listen to.
Yeah, so back then they used to have live recording. So this is Mutiny Radio. So this mic is technically broadcast on the radio, and then she archives them to the Mutiny Radio website. So for the longest time, this encounter was able you could listen to it online, but we tried for this episode to go and find the actual link.
Yeah. And we couldn't find it anywhere. Like,
we think Pam, out of respect for
of course,
the guy, deleted it.
Which, you know, we totally get.
Oh, no, fuck that guy.
But, you know, yeah.
Nah, fuck him.
But basically, like, so, yeah, I was sad I couldn't find it. But I remember Pam posted that link, and she was like, that was a crazy open mic, like, last night. That was insane, right? And so ever since then, I was, like, scared. I didn't want to see that guy again at any mics.
Yeah, I remember we were talking there at the end to, like, Mark Neuer, Hunter Uniac, and all those guys, and Luke was like, what? Like, how are we going to get to the car? The car's, like, 100 feet away, mind you. It's like, how are we going to get to the car? That guy's going to, like, attack us.
Yeah, I remember that. I was, like, I was terrified. I wanted, like, all the comics to, like, make a circle, so I just Secret Serviced me over to the fucking car.
Oh, okay.
I was like, fuck this.
Who thinks his set was so good that he could get like special treatment?
No, I mean, I was just like, that guy was fucking crazy, dude. I was like, I don't even.
He was.
But basically, like maybe a year.
I hope he went home and then his wife didn't have sex with him.
Yeah, I mean, he
probably happens.
Probably
often
did happen.
Guy,
he was probably steaming.
Probably happens to that guy often.
What's it called? So like maybe a year or two after that, I was doing the stand-up competition, right?
Oh yeah, okay.
Yeah, and the guy who was like the guy who heckled me, right? He was right before me in the stand-up competition, right? Which that doesn't matter. I didn't go off on him or anything. No one knows the context at that show. But the guy, he comes up to me afterwards, the heckler, and he's like, "Hey man, like, I'm like really sorry for what I did, like." All that, and he was like, "You're doing great, and I'm happy to see you doing well and stuff." So
that's, you know, at least respect to him for being an adult, sitting there and
2 years later,
realizing what he did was wrong. You know, but he hadn't seen you in that time. Like, still fuck that guy for ever doing that to you as a child, but at least he apologized. You know.
Yeah. So you know that was a nice ending to the story, and I thought good for him, like good that he apologized to me, but it was crazy when it happened. Yeah.
That's funny, man. Have I ever told you my story of this is my worst heckler because everybody knows my worst heckler story.
Yeah.
I close with it nowadays. It's gone pretty decent.
Yeah, the suicide heckler, yeah.
Yes, exactly. So no need to tell that story on this, but if you haven't seen it, you can go. It's pinned to my Instagram. But do you want to hear the story? Nobody's heard this one. Well, you've heard it. But nobody's heard the story of my worst bomb ever.
Wow.
I was about
worst bomb out of wow. Okay.
What, you were going to just say, oh, I bomb every time?
Yeah.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, original, like you said at the start? All right.
But except mine was true, because you do bomb every time.
All right.
Name one time you did well.
It's a real tough one. I'm just kidding. A Sacramento punch. I actually had to name it. I actually had to name it.
Tell me salty to name one. But, okay, this is my worst bomb ever. I was maybe about a year into comedy.
Yeah.
Okay. So I was not very good. And this takes place in Pleasanton, California, which there's this comedy
capital
club
of the world.
No,
yeah.
There's this comedy club there, though. It's called Tommy T's. And Tommy T's, it just happens to be a mostly black club. Okay, most of the people that frequent there are black or Latino,
Mm-hmm.
and so that particular day they were having a competition. Okay,
Yeah.
and I signed up for the competition, and I was young, so I didn't have too much material.
Yeah.
Right. So I had thought of a new joke that I really liked. That I was like, you know what? This joke is so good, so perfectly written. I'm just gonna do it at the top of my set.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is ill-advised, no matter how good the joke is.
This was
to just start.
How
with
long had you been in stand-up? Is this your first time or?
No, I said this. I've been in stand-up for like a year.
Okay. Yeah.
Right. So anyways, I got there. I find out I'm third on the lineup. Okay, out of the competition. Now the first guy goes up. Okay, and the host is like this kind of pretty black lady, and the first guy goes up, and they all have like really odd names. Like the first guy that goes up. I don't want to be stereotypical, but this guy's name was Money the Comedian.
Yeah, I mean, dude, at some of these places, it's like Tommy T's, especially, like you see like people named Toothbrush and shit. You're like, all right.
That's a real comedian in San Francisco. His name is Toothbrush, and he's been improving.
2TH, bro. But yeah.
All right, so Money the Comedian goes up, and they're playing like intro music. All of a sudden, he starts dancing. He starts grinding on the host, or no, he starts grinding with the host, and the host just throws it back on him. And I was like 17, 18 at this time. I was so naive.
This is lit,
I was just like, oh my god, they must be married,
bruh.
so dumb. I'm so dumb.
That guy won the competition.
Anyway, so that guy does his material. He does pretty decently. Then the second comedian, he also had a weird name. I don't remember what it was. It was like Narwhal or something.
Yeah, I mean, dude, they always. Yeah, I don't even.
No, a lot of black comedians just use their names, but a few of them use very strange names, like they're rappers or something.
Yeah. I'm like,
so Narwhal goes up, and then immediately I was like, okay, I'm next. And then this guy starts grinding with the host too.
Yeah.
So I'm just there like, am I gonna have to grind with this lady?
Yeah.
And so he finishes set. He was pretty good. I go up now.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And first of all, I don't know what to do. They had asked me what song they wanted me to be my intro song.
Yeah.
And I had done like some Kanye West song. Okay.
Yeah.
Like I think it was
like Devlin.
Can't Tell Me Nothing.
Okay. Yeah.
Can't Tell Me Nothing. So, and then as soon as I saw these guys like grinding with the girl, I tried to go and change my intro song to something that like I wouldn't have to grind on her with. I was like, do you have any like Taylor Swift perhaps?
Bruh.
But no, they played Kanye. I went up there and she's like, Wyatt Feegrado. And then I'm like, oh, hi, ma'am. Thank you. And I just take the microphone from her, and I was just standing there awkwardly, like, I'm not going to dance or anything. And
how
then,
to win a competition.
Okay.
Yeah.
I look out into this audience, so maybe 80, 90 people.
80, 90?
Yeah.
Wow. So it was a good. Okay.
Yeah, it was a good
wow,
showing.
1 year in. Okay,
and most of the people there were black, and this is the joke that I begin with. I go, just go straight into this.
All
I
right,
go,
let's hear.
I really hate it when I'm watching a movie and the black guy dies first. But other than that, I really do enjoy interracial necrophilia porn. And let me tell you, that joke, structure-wise, it's perfect. Being able to pull that joke off, never in my 8-year career have I been able to pull that off. And it was the same this night, complete silence, okay? And as soon as I said interracial necrophilia porn, this black lady, I still remember, on the left of me, so on the right for the audience, she just looks at me and she goes, "No."
Yeah, I know.
And my set was over.
Yeah, I mean,
my set was
dude,
over.
who starts on their worst joke?
Hey,
what?
It's a paraprosdokian. It's a paraprosdokian.
I've written a paraprosdokian. It's just
you've written one.
Okay, no, this one was really bad. I said it at an open mic.
I tried to recover from that, and I could not recover. Okay?
Yeah, that is just in an
so
all-black room.
I got off stage, and this is how like young and naive I was. I'm like, instead of going home immediately, which I would have now, I stick around to see if I get top 3.
God.
I did not get top 3. I'm pretty sure I didn't get top 12.
Yeah, I mean, how many people were there on the thing? 12? Or 13?
No, they're like 15. Or like 15 people.
Yeah.
No way. No chance. No chance.
Top 3, dude.
So I was standing there for 5 more minutes doing my stupid little jokes. All my other jokes were so cutesy. Yeah. I was just like, did you know that a calendar A year's supply of calendars is one calendar. Those were the jokes that I was doing at this time in my career. Okay.
Wow.
And they already hated me, so no chance. No chance.
Yeah. That is just sitting that, man. Did you have to accept that bomb?
Wait,
like
you said, this is a little off track. We didn't plan to talk about this or anything, but you said there was some paraprosdokian. Now, paraprosdokian is a kind of joke. It's a joke type where basically the setup sounds like something normal, and then when you hear the punchline, it makes you reinterpret the entire setup and realize that what you thought was not what was going on at all. Like, for example, there's this famous Jesselnick joke. It goes, I always use this as an example. It goes, I've been searching for my ex-girlfriend's killer for 2 years, but nobody will do it.
Right.
See?
Yeah, it
so that's a
changes the meaning.
paraprosdokian, okay? Because it makes you reinterpret.
Yeah.
You said you were doing a paraprosdokian and it was some really bad one?
Yeah. So I was at this open mic, right?
Okay.
This must have been not a year ago, maybe 6 months ago, right?
Wait, it was that recent?
It was recent.
Oh, God.
And I was like, it's structurally pretty good. It's just extremely controversial and offensive. And mind you, it was an open mic in Oakland. It was a nice one. I like this open mic.
Oh, I think I know
There were
what this
two
is.
trans women in the front row. And
Are you serious?
Yeah.
There were 2 trans women in the front row.
Yeah.
That's the comedy equivalent of a nuclear bomb.
Yeah. So I was like, this is gonna go great, right? And I was like, I'm not holding back. Fuck it. So the joke that I said, right? I'll just say the one-liner.
Oh, God.
Was I was like, yeah, I really like interracial role-playing porn. Right? Yeah.
This is similar to my joke.
No, it's not.
Okay.
I was like, I like interracial role-playing porn, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like I really like it when the girl has to kneel. Right? No, I like it right when the girl is like white and the guy's black, and then the girl has to like kneel for the video because she's playing a police officer. Right? This was right like this must have been probably
Like kneeling on his neck instead of kneeling to give him a blowjob.
And this was happening. I mean, this was probably more than 6 months ago. I remember.
I think we found the only joke worse than my joke.
Yeah, it was really
that was
bad.
really bad.
It was really bad.
Oh, God.
And these 2 trans women were not having it. I don't know why.
Were they black?
No, just both white trans women.
Okay.
Yeah, it was very, very tough to, and like I still like the joke though. I do. I don't know. I find it funny. I don't know, but still, yeah.
Jeez. Wow. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you have any other jokes that like you think are really good, but you were never able to pull them off?
Really good, but never able to. I know what you're trying to warrant for me. Okay, so no, I'm not saying that school shooting joke. I'm not.
What? There's a school shooting.
You know.
Oh, you were talking about this right before the podcast.
Yeah, right before.
Oh, God. Luke's been trying to pull off this.
I'm not trying to pull it off. I'm not trying to pull it off anymore. I did it maybe a year ago.
Luke, we've talked about it so long. You got to try.
Okay, so the joke is, it's not a good joke, and it's not what I mean. I'm just saying, school shooters, right? It's not like a joke, it's a premise, right?
Oh, worse.
Yeah.
Worse. You're trying to make a point.
Yeah, I'm just saying school shooters, right? I don't think anybody deserves to die in a, like, classroom. Of course not. But I was just saying that the people that school shooters shoot, they probably aren't going to be the most amazing people. They probably aren't. Like, in society, when they grow up, they aren't going to... That doesn't mean they deserve to die. And also, like, I'm just saying, only if the school shooter got, like, bullied by them and then he kills the bully. It's like, they probably aren't
What about, like, when... I mean, this is horrible, but what about when the school shooters go to, like, an elementary school?
Oh, those guys deserve... No, obviously not. Yeah, that's obviously the exception.
Okay. That's the one exception.
Yeah, that is the only...
So that implies the rest is a rule.
No. I'm just saying,
Oh,
they're
God.
probably
That's
not
never
the
gonna work.
most...
That joke's never going to work.
It's kind of a bad premise, too.
Never in history will that joke work.
But, yeah. Being on the school shooter side is never going to work. And I'm not saying the school shooter's a good person, but...
Let me tell... Okay,
they
now that
deserve
you
to
did
die,
that, I'll
probably.
do a joke that I'm never going to be able to pull off. A premise, okay? That's as bad as yours, if not
my God,
worse.
no way. There's no
I hate that. I'm going to do this.
I
We're
thought
probably
mine
going to
was
lose half
bad.
our audience right
Yeah,
now.
I know. Fuck,
So,
I'm sorry.
Again, absolutely not defending pedophiles. Would never defend pedophiles, you know?
Mm-hmm.
Never. The one thing that I say I don't want to say admire, but that's the word. I admire about pedophiles
Yeah.
is, you know, I'm into girls. But I'm into the kind of girls everybody's into, you know? I like a conventionally attractive girl with a nice body. The things that the media has taught me to like in a woman is what I like in a woman. But these pedophiles, nobody has ever told them, ever, to like children, ever.
Mm-hmm.
But they just know themselves so well that they know what they're really into, devoid of any outside input. And I am almost jealous of how well they know themselves.
Yeah.
Because if you took away all the influence that the media and other people in my life have had, do I know what I really like? I don't think I do. Not as well as a
But those guys were born a pedophile, technically then.
I don't know.
I
don't
mean,
know how it
if you're
works.
that sure, but yeah.
Anyways, the point
Who
is
knows?
we just lost all our listeners. We lost all our potential sponsorships. Tell me if you think that joke has potential.
I already know.
We all see the pros and cons of that joke. Okay.
Our viewership, it's gonna be like you see the YouTube analytics. It's like, oh wow, it's steady for halfway through. Oh shit.
What if it like goes up because of that? They're just and then we get all these comments like Luke's kind of hot, and you're like,
yeah. Hey, pedophiles sell money. All right, sell money. I mean, pedophiles sell tickets. They do. See me after the show.
Buy tickets.
I don't want to talk about that sentence. All right.
Let
me just keep going with this.
Oh, God. All right. No, we got to move on from this. This. Luke,
Here,
I'll tell the story.
Yeah, I'll tell the story of me starting stand-up.
There you go. That's
Why
cute.
not? That's a nice story. It's very cute. So basically...
just offset that nuclear bomb we just had.
Oh, yeah. Fuck that. Okay. I mean, I'll tell the story of me starting stand-up, right? So basically, this was 2021. Okay. In like the middle of the pandemic, kind of, right? And I was going to go to New York for spring break, right? Because I was just to visit you. Me and Ruth, our sister, we're going to go visit Wyatt in New York. And so I knew this maybe 6 months prior, so I started preparing like premises, started like writing jokes.
I didn't ask him if he wanted to do stand-up or anything.
He didn't tell me anything, right?
But
I just wanted to, right? So I was just like preparing, writing premises, writing jokes, all that, right? For 6 months prior. So I just had a ton ready for when I was going to New York. And so then like me and Ruth, flash forward 6 months, we're in the airport, right? We're waiting for like at our gate for our flight to, start boarding. And then we're on FaceTime with you and your girlfriend at the time, right? And so I finally you're like, oh yeah, Luke, what if when you come to New York, you can do like an open mic or something? And I was like, thank God you said that for me because I was not going to be able to ask. I was way too nervous to ask, right? And so he said it. I was like, yeah, no, I totally like that. Actually, I've been preparing for 6 months about this. And I was just trying to be like sly. And then you were like, oh, wow, really, right? Send over the premises and jokes. And so I sent them over and they were just horrible, just gross as shit. I mean, I was 12 years old. It was obviously horrible. But you can find a few good ones in those bad ones, of course.
Maybe.
So we picked out the good ones, I remember, later on, right? But, okay, flash forward, we get out of the flight, right? We're in New York, right? And so we're planning which open mic to go to. Yeah. This must have been like a week before going to the actual open mic, right? So we planned to go to this open mic at Eastville Comedy Club.
Correct.
On Easter Day, April 4th.
Oh, really?
Yeah, April 4th, 2021. And so... I remember.
Wow, your 3-year anniversary is coming up.
Yeah, it is coming up in a few months.
Pretty good.
And so basically, I was nervous this entire week. I remember maybe a few days before, 3 days before, we'd started looking at my premises, choosing which ones to use, and then you'd help me write them because I was 12 years old.
Yeah, at this time, I wrote a lot of Luke's jokes and helped him. I don't anymore.
Yeah.
I wish I would. His stand-up would be a lot better.
Bruh. But basically, he was helping me because, I was 12, right?
Yeah, we can do.
And so, whatever. All right, and so basically, I was just really nervous. I was rehearsing nonstop, just really nervous, right? And then the day before the open mic, we go to visit the 9/11 memorial because we were in New York.
Just fun things to do.
And this is one joke Wyatt did not write at all, right? This is all me.
I didn't write at all.
So we were at the 9/11 memorial. It was me, Ruth, and Wyatt. And I was like, I was just looking at the new not Empire State, the new, what's it called?
World Trade Center?
Yeah, World Trade Center. Excuse me. And basically, I was like, huh, you think after 9/11, since the World Trade Center is huge,
Yeah.
I was like, you think after 9/11 they'd make the World Trade Center short and long, right? And then you were like, oh my God, Luke, that's great. Like, put that in your set. Like, that could easily be a great joke,
pretty
right?
good.
Yeah. And so I was like, all right, yeah, sure. And so I was very happy about that, right? And
He actually ended up using that as his opening joke.
yeah, that was my opening joke, right? And it did really well too, which was
Yeah.
nice.
So just go to the day of the mic.
No, there's one more part of this story.
Okay.
So the night before, Wyatt's like, dude, like, you have to write more jokes. Like, we do not have enough for 5 minutes. Like, yeah, you're probably, but you have to write. And so I was under such immense stress. I remember, I'm serious. I was like in bed because we were sleeping on your like pullout or on your girlfriend's pullout at the time, right? And I was just like, oh my God. I was trying
That's
to think
one thing
so
me
much
and
more
my
about like,
girlfriend never did.
yeah,
Pull out.
bruh. Okay, I was trying to think about more like Twin Towers, 9/11 jokes. I was like, oh my God. I was just so nervous, right? So this just building up the moment. And then it was the day of, and you guys were just going thrift shopping before. I remember sitting
we're
down.
chilling. We're just having fun.
I was still trying to like write
Doing
more.
something my sister would enjoy instead of going to a shitty open mic.
Yeah, it was Easter day too,
Yeah.
right? And so I was like rehearsing, looking, trying to write more, and we'd finally like written all the stuff that I needed for 5 minutes.
Yes.
Right? And so I was like, okay. And I had it down. I was ready, right? And so we go to the open mic at Eastville Comedy Club. I was wearing an Avatar: The Last Airbender sweatshirt, not this one, but it was a different one. Had to say
It
that.
was extremely similar.
Right? And we go in. I just remember being so nervous. And I remember it was a bucket system, Mike, right?
Which means basically, it's not a list and you don't go in an order. It's whoever's name gets pulled out of the bucket goes up.
Yeah. And so there was actually not enough spots left for me. I remember that. Yeah.
Because listen, if you want to start comedy, there's this thing in New York called Laughing Buddha. Never go to any Laughing Buddha. Okay, it's horrible. Never go. It's a ripoff and a scam. But
Yeah.
we had happened to be at that day.
Yeah, so there weren't enough spots, like, basically for me. And so some lady, she saw me doing this. She was a comic, and she was like, hey, like, I see that. You can take my spot. And I was
Sweet
like,
of
wow,
her.
that was so nice of her. Because I was, like, really looking up to this moment. And luckily, they eventually ended up having enough spots for her to go up to. So that was good. But, yeah, she gave me her spot, which I really appreciated. And I was just like, oh my God, like, this is like happening. Even though I didn't realize how like unimportant. It was like a 5 minute set or a random open mic.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Well, now
matter.
that you're in it, you know that like who gives a shit?
Yeah.
Some open mic, but
Yeah.
your first
But,
one's different.
Yeah, it is. And I remember like it was like I was like standing. It was me, Ruth, and your girlfriend. I'm just gonna say Sarah. Can I?
Yeah.
Right,
No
Sarah.
big deal.
And I was just like, oh my God, guys, oh my God, I can't do this. I can't do this anymore. And they were just like, relax, just rehearse it. So I did, and we were going in, and then it was a bucket system, right? So why?
I got called up way before Luke. My friend Sai got called up way before Luke. Finally, they call up Luke.
Yeah. They call me up. They're like, Luke Abranches. They said my name right, which I liked, right? And I was walking on stage, and like as soon as I got on the stage, I just remember feeling the pressure just fade.
He did this thing that I told him to do. I was like, oh yeah, just take the mic stand out of the mic and move the mic.
Yeah. He said that on stage. He was like, my little brother's going up, so Luke, here, you take the mic stand, you put it right there. And so I did that, and then I got like a cheer.
Yeah, as soon as Luke did that,
It's like
the entire room was so like supportive. They like gave him like a big applause break.
It was really nice of them. And I remember just like I was fine. Like all my stress had faded because I was like, all right, I'm in the moment now.
Mm-hmm.
And so I'm just doing my set. And I'm actually doing pretty well, I think.
You were killing.
Yeah.
You did better than anybody at that mic.
Yeah. And like it was my first time, dude. And I was on fucking cloud 9 after my set.
At the end of this video, we will clip a little bit of Luke's first set. We have some video of it, so you can watch it if you want.
I mean, dude, I was on cloud 9. I walked off. I was like, I'm the best person in the world. Like, I was like so amazed that I just did that. And I remember being so excited, just the biggest rush of energy.
You did it all 5 minutes too. You did all your material, did it well.
Yeah, it was just crazy.
To this day, Luke hasn't done a better set.
Bruh. But yeah, it was just like, it was insane. And I mean, I just remember being like, holy shit, dude. And then we went and got like Cat's Deli afterward in New York. That was just, yeah. So it was a great experience.
Luke, we don't have too much more time. So I'd like to say, like, if there's, if there's a kid who is maybe that age or even maybe your age and they want to start comedy, do you have any advice?
Do not start. I'm just kidding. But I mean,
what did you learn? What did you learn that day? What do you need to do?
What did I learn? Let's see. I would say, I mean, you just gotta. I mean, if you're in the moment like I was,
looks like some nepotism will go a long way.
Yeah. Make sure try and get your older brother into it first. That'll help you. But no, right? You just. I mean. It really depends on what you're natural at. I was natural at being on stage, all that stuff. Could be a natural joke writer, all that. I mean, I'm trying to think, like, something I learned from that. I mean, I think that the only way is, like, you really just got to do it if you want to learn from it. I can't,
I think that's good advice. If you're, like, worried about, like, should I write material? Like, how long should I write for material for before I go for my open mic? Just go to the open mic. Like, you're going to bomb. No matter what,
everyone bombs on their first time.
It's going to be bad.
Except for me, since I'm the best.
Except for Luke, because, unfortunately.
I'm the GOAT, so, I don't bomb. But, yeah, so, like.
My first time was really bad, too. We don't have as much time to go over it, but.
Yeah, maybe
I was supposed to do 5 minutes. Okay, this is at the same place, actually. Tommy T's in Pleasanton. I had just snuck off. Like, I told Mom I was, like, going to go out with my friends.
Yeah.
I snuck off in the car. I was 17, and I went to Tommy T's in Pleasanton, and I was supposed to do 5 minutes. I did 3 minutes. And then I got off stage.
Do you remember what
I went through all my material so fast. I didn't pause for any laughs. I just went into the next joke.
Yeah, that's great.
Luke was a little more natural at that than me. But
yeah, wait, do you remember what date or what like month?
No, I don't. It was during summer prior to my fresh. Oh, I don't know. I don't know. Anyways.
Yeah. I guess thank you for watching.
Yeah, thanks guys for watching this episode.
Yeah.
Remember to
like and subscribe. Click that notification button.
That's right. And if you're listening on Apple Podcasts or Spotify, please give us 5 stars. Give us a good review.
Yeah, thank you.
See you guys next time.
Happy New Year.
24 hours to live, man, need a young mace. 24 seconds on the clock, I hit the pump fake. 24 on my back, one day I was 8, looking down from the top.
Since we're in New York, we're doing touristy things. And so we went to the 9/11 memorial yesterday. Yeah, 9/11 memorial. And right next to the 9/11 memorial is the World Trade Center. The new one, sorry. And it's pretty tall. It's a pretty big World Trade Center. And you'd think after 9/11, they'd make the World Trade Center shorter